Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn, good wherever you find yourself. Welcome to another episode of IoT Tuesday. It's a new month, brand new month, still the same old show, brand new content week after week. I'm just really Sabala Johnny bringing you another episode of exciting IoT Tuesday. If you are new to this show, every Tuesday we learn something on IoT, we build stuff, we break stuff, we learn stuff. Unfortunately, I couldn't come your way the last Friday of the month. So, hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, precious. Actually, I'm trying to test something here. So let's see how that works. I'm going to bring this up here and click this. Yeah, it's working. You should see that in the stream. Hey, precious, welcome to the show. Thank you. Welcome to the show. As I said, well, we're bringing you IoT goodness. This is every Tuesday. So the last Friday, Tuesday of the month, I didn't come your way, which is supposed to be Ask Me Anything, which is, ask me anything about IoT. So we'll be doing that today. And then also I'll be unboxing a new device from Seeed Studio. So if this sounds like something that's of interest to you, stick and stay after our montage. We'll get right into it. Awesome. This is the only show that demystifies IoT to the barest minimum. And yeah, don't forget that this is a 1 month show. So most times I have to multitask to get things. If you have any question about IoT and how it applies to your business, your day-to-day business, or life, project, whatever that is, just hit me up because today is Ask Me Anything. Precious Nana Good Ella, I see you. Thank you for joining the stream. Hope everything is okay. For those of you in Belgium, and I think if you're looking for, some very awesome African designs, you can reach out to her, and she would sort you out. Yes. So, what are we doing today? Da-da-da-dum. What are we doing today? So like I said, we're going to be doing Ask Me Anything, which is going to be if your questions come through, I would answer them. But then in the absence of that, I'll just start and try to do the unboxing so that if the questions come, I would answer them. So let me put this out here real quick, people. Just a sec. Yeah, that's what happens when you are, a one-man producer of your show. Yeah, I'm good. So I'm doing awesome, precious. I'm doing great. I'm doing really, really good. So today, what are we going to talk about? Anytime. We grow businesses. We help ourselves to grow our businesses. So today, like I mentioned, we're going to be unboxing something from sorry sorry about that. Some messages coming in. Okay, awesome, awesome. So let's catch up soon, guys. Some good news coming in. Oh, awesome news. Come on, I'm sorry, guys. This is just taking me by surprise. Wow, that's awesome. Anyway, so I'm concentrating. Let's get the show running. So, so yeah, we will be taking a look at a new device from Seeed Studio, and like we do it, we'll try as much as possible to unbox it. We'll try to walk through. I'll talk about some use cases of it. In the meantime, if you missed the July OT, which was a whole month of IoT goodness, is still available for you to use. Go check the previous videos out. I'll put it somewhere here, and it's there. So let me take you to the bench, and this is where all the action is going to happen. So if you remember, on one of my streams, I shared this Seeed Studio XIAO the name. Forgive me, the name is quite. So this here is a small form factor, as you can see. Let me bring it down a bit so you can see if it can, yeah, there you go. So it's a small form factor, what you want to call microcontroller, all right? Quite powerful enough, small form factor for you to run or develop small applications if you want to small form factors. However, and also I shared this groove shield for it, so where I could, as you can see, I could easily plug this in this way, all right, and this allows me to use any of the groove sensors instead of having to do either breadboards or soldering and all that stuff. And I also have one here that has other stuff, like other sensors, like an LCD and all that on top of it. So today I am going to probably use one of these, but we're not talking about this particular one. This is the previous one. Today we're going to talk about the two different variants. So this is the BLE sense, and let's put this here. So today we're going to be talking about this variant, all right, which is the Seeed Studio XIAO BLE BLE sense, which is the NRF52840. Now this has Bluetooth embedded, all right? So now you have the power of creating applications in a smaller form factor, but also have the Bluetooth Bluetooth low energy as well. And then the second one here, which is the Seeed XIAO BLE. This is not BLE sense, so we're going to take a look at the differences between the two, and then look at how we can use them, and then we'll unbox them and test them out, play around with them. So let's see. I hope I have some of the cables somewhere here, because if I don't have the USB Type-C, that's going to be a bummer. I'll just probably go ahead and let's see. Let's try to find something in here. I'm just trying to be sure I have it. Anyway, don't worry. I think we can figure something out. All right. So these two devices all have Bluetooth low energy. So which means that I can now create applications, very small form factor, that have Bluetooth, that can communicate via Bluetooth. So most times people ask, okay, if I'm building an IoT application, is it all the time that it has to speak a different protocol to the internet? Or sometimes you want to create an application that speaks to the cloud or the internet, but however, it is small enough, it's too small that it might not be able to have, let's say, a GSM and LTE or some kind of Wi-Fi embedded, all right? So this could allow us build solutions where it connects to a mobile app that you build, all right, which is on your phone. And then the mobile app actually leverages the internet on your phone to send the data. So let's look at it this way. You have this device, which is Bluetooth compatible, all right? And then this is connecting to your mobile application running on your phone. So any data or any information or anything gathered by the device is sent to your mobile phone app via Bluetooth, all right? And then the internet on your phone, the app is going to leverage the internet of your phone and then send that data to the cloud, and you can do pretty much anything you want to do with it. So that's what we're going to take a look at today and see if we can, wrap this up. So let's get straight like we do it all the time. Let me bring this out here, and let's go to the screen. And remember that if you have any questions, you bring it up. Today is Ask Me Anything as well. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to, drop it in the chat. I'll bring it up. We'll answer it. We'll try to, digest it a while. So let's get right into it. So, yeah, we are here at the Seeed Studio. Yeah, and I think I'll use the opportunity to talk about some context they are running. If you're not on Hackstar, go check out Hackstar.io. There's a lots of, how do you call it? There are lots of competitions and challenges we're running. So you want to check that out. So we don't want this. So let's go ahead and let's go search for the Seed. Yeah, there you go. And actually, sorry, let's look for this. Now, Seeed Studio does an amazing job of, how do you call it? An amazing job of documenting, providing information on all the devices they provide. So you go to the website, look at the part number, look at the device, you get it, and then documentation is, really cool and really helps. Yeah, so that's something that, you wanna try out. Yeah, so let's see. So here, so this is the XIAO. Now, I think I have one of this. Let me be very sure. Now, one of this actually is what we call it's ready to run, how do you call it, a tiny ML. So you can write AI processing modules right on the edge on this. Yeah, I know, right? Like on this very tiny 52840, on this very tiny device, right? You can run it on all this. So tiny ML, TensorFlow, you can do that. So yeah, and like I mentioned, the groove kits, the shield is here, and then the expansion board is also here. All right, I have the two. So I might just go ahead and use the groove shield just to connect sensors and use it. Nothing extensive on expansion board. So let's open that. Yeah, so where do we have ours? So and there's actually one that is ESP32 compatible. I have a few of these orders coming, and when that comes as well, we're going to do an unboxing of these. So this has the power of the ESP32 as well. So ready to be configured to be communicating to the cloud, either Quibutro Cloud or Azure IoT, the Azure Cloud. All right. So let's go and look at this. Let's look for the BLE. So let's do the XIAO BLE. So there you go. Yeah, exactly. So here, the XIAO, where's that? BLE. The XIAO BLE Sense. Let's look for this. All right. See, it should give me some options. Yeah, I think this is it. And this is the, hold on. What's the other one? Let's see. So this is the NRF 52840. So NRF 52840. So pretty much they are probably the same NRF. But let's see. BLE Sense and just the BLE. Okay, so okay, there you go. So Microsoft Bluetooth. Yeah, so this is it. BLE Sense. There you go. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and let's make this a little bigger so we can all see what that is. So this here is the Seeed Studio BLE Sense. Has a Nordic NRF52840 MCU, which supports Bluetooth, NFC, and it's also Arduino compatible, which means you can program with Arduino IDE as well. It's small, like I said, but has a lot of features. It has an onboard 6-axis accelerometer, has a microphone sensor as well, and then you can run tiny ML and then AIoT projects. So which means AIoT projects is basically to say you can run artificial intelligence on the board, and you like just sharp voice. So you can imagine this is just this tiny device. So now you can do a lot of inference on this. So if you're building stuff that have to be in the field for a very long time, you can leverage some of these devices to do that. Even in the areas of wearable, I mean, considering some of these things, you can easily put this in a wearable. So your fashion design, that if you want IoT to meet fashion design, you could also do this. All right. So let's get more into the details of this. So, like I mentioned, we've seen that. So these are some of the features of the board we're going to be taking a look at today. A powerful CPU, which is a Nordic NRF52840 ARM Cortex M4 32-bit processor. Well, with an FPU, operating at 64 megahertz, quite powerful. It has a low power consumption and prolonged use time, so 5 milliamps. Deep sleep mode and support lithium battery charging management. So as you can see, this gives you a lot of power and opportunity to build, low power devices that even have to do, ML or AI processing at the edge. All right. And as Bluetooth, it has Bluetooth enabled. So again, very useful. I think one of the things I want to say is probably the ability of, I'm sure that Seeed Studio is going to do this. They'll probably have a similar XIAO LoRa version. I wouldn't be surprised to see that in the upcoming days or months or something like that. So it has an onboard digital microphone, an onboard 6-axis accelerometer. It's ultra small. I think if I should put it on the bench and put it on the market, you'll see how small that is. It speaks a lot of various, connectivities. All right. So on board we have Bluetooth, we have NFC, and then Zigbee as well, and has an onboard antenna. So multiple interfaces. We have a reset button. It has UART, SPI, NFC, SW, GPIO, 11 GPIO pins, 6 analog to digital ports or pins, so to speak. It has one 3-in-1 LED and then one user LED. All right. So designed for production, it's breadboard friendly. So this, you can actually drop it on a breadboard, and like I was saying, you can just literally drop this on your production application, because it's really quite small, a small form factor. All right. And today we're going to see how to work this out. It's got the certifications that's needed. So let's go down. And one of the things that Seeed Studio does very well is, once you have that, let's go to the XIAO series pages. As you can see, onboard memory is 2 megabits. Interfaces, I've shared that already. Dimensions, so applications, small and flexible. Right? So you see, I didn't even have to look at this button. It was just the candidate. So small and flexible wearable devices. So you want to put it in wearables, in clothes, and smaller devices, you can do that. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth controlled connection project, like I mentioned. Embedded machine learning project, IoT and TinyML AI application, like pretty much mini Arduino project. All right. So I'm planning to stock a bunch of these, especially the ESP32 ones and the Bluetooth ones, a bunch of this. So most of the projects I want to do that require some kind of communication and app control, my first choice will probably be this, because it's also low powered. So this can be connected to an app, and pretty much the rest is history. So let's take a look at the pin out. So I think by now, can you feel it? Can you hear that? The sound of unboxing. I know, right? I become a baby when I see some of these things. So, no way. I'll open this up and I will see it on the bench. So, we have here the charging LED that's on the top right of it, right here, and then we have the reset button on the left, and then you have the as you can see, you have your accelerometer and stuff already in it. 6 axis, all right. Depth of field or whatever depth of there's another name for it, but pretty much it's six axis, all right. And then you have the Bluetooth antenna right here. You have the digital microphone here, and then you have the NRF5284 chip in there, all right. So quite simple. And then all the IO pins are 3.3 volt. Please do not input more than, so you don't input anything more than 3.3 volt, all right. Otherwise the CPU is going to be damaged. So it 3.3 volts, all right. So this is when I probably would have to bring up my my bench power supply and push it to 3.3 volt, because everything coming from my laptop here is more than 3.3 volt. I don't think it has an it has an ADC, right, analog to digital converter. So And I think it has that. Let's see. Um, all right. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so there's a documentations here as well for us to take a look at. So let's see, XIAO, not this one. Yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in there, and yeah, we'll take a look at that. So let's go to the wiki for the BLE, how to control it. So here, if you go to the Seeed Studio website, you have extra information on how to control Arduino with Bluetooth. You have to all the installation and things that you have to do. You can find them in there. All right. So let's go ahead and do the XIAO BLE, because that's what that's a focus for today's session. So there you go. So yeah, we've seen the BLE sense. Let me make sure I'm having the correct. I'm holding the correct one. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, Seeed Studio is doing. I mentioned the ESP32 versions of it. I also have a few of those ordered. So once they come in, I'll make sure to also unbox and review that for you. Let's bring out the power tools and cut this out. So let's do this. And yeah, don't forget, it's also AMA. So if you have any questions, please feel free and ask your questions. All right. Don't be shy. All questions are allowed, right? We're all here to learn. Don't assume I know it or I don't. Some of the things I have to go and research and find out for you. So don't be stressed out. Okay, let's go to the bench. Let's throw this somewhere here. Like I said, I'm just going to use the expansion slot for this one. So yeah, as you can see, there's a groove shield here. And yeah, I think I also need to go and pick up let's see, I need to pick up a version. Let me see if I can get my Bluetooth type C Bluetooth. I should have one here, but let's see. No stressing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not to worry. Let's take this out. I'm trying to get a USB type C cable for us to do that. But anyway, let's get to the bench. So I'll be utilizing the groove shield here, so that basically I can leverage some of the groove sensors here. All right. So let's see which of the sensors. Yeah, I think we can. And this is a buzzer. Yeah, so maybe we can leverage this too, the groove buzzer and then the groove temperature and humidity sensor. Maybe we can use this too. All right. So let's put this here. I have two of these. There you go. And let's put this here. Okay. So we have. So there you go. So we have the groove shield, we have a buzzer, we have a temperature humidity sensor, and then we have our JTAG cables, and then we have our BLE sense. Right, there you go. Now this was not soldered, as you can see. This is not soldered. All right, so I'm going to have to connect this. I'm not going to solder. I'm just going to put the pin on top of it and push it into the groove shield. Right, I like to do that. So let's do that. So let's do this. And I usually would almost always like to. So let's see, where is it? I'm just be sure that Okay, so VV, there you go. Ground, yeah, there you go. So it's this way. So 7 and 6. Yeah, there you go. So something like this, right? It's going to go on onto it like this. All right. So all I'm going to do here is let's push this here. Yeah, I'm just going to do it this way so that, yeah, there you go. So like this. I'm going to do the same thing here. There you go. Great. Sorry, I had to pick it up so I can get the contact and things working. Now, ideally, this is not how. Hold on, let's see where the on. Okay, on is here, so turn it off here. Now, so ideally, this is not how you put it on. All right, so you would rather solder it on with a soldering iron. Okay, like this. Come here. There you go. I need to. Okay, so let me hold it this way. Yeah. So ideally, you'd want to solder it on from the top, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather put it in a PCB and do that. So for now, I'm just going to hold it on this way. So that gives me access to connect it to connect. So like this. The buzzer is where's that? The buzzer is actually an analog sensor, so I can look for, it's an output actually, so I can look for any of the analog pins. Where is that? Where's that? Where's that? Ground 3 volts, ground 3 volts. Yeah, I think I can use any of the, yeah, so I can use probably any of this. So I can do something like, connect it this way. All right, and then I have this output. Okay, so the couple of components here we should be mindful of. Okay, first off is the buzzer. We need to get the library for the buzzer. We need to get it's basic input out. It is a basic analog, send a high voltage, send a voltage, it beeps, reduce it, and it goes off. But then I think if there's any library we need to install for the Arduino IDE to run this, we're going to go ahead and do that with this. All right. So yeah, with that said, let's get into it. Again, I need to quickly pull out, how do you call it? So let's do this. And whilst that's happening, let me go fetch the cable. So I will be back in a sec. Hey, hello, Samuel. Nice to join. Yeah, I'm just picking up a cable, so just give me a sec. All right. Yes, I am back. Okay, what do we have here? So we have a question here. Let me see if I can bring this question up. So let's see this. So he says this is from Samuel Adesola on from LinkedIn. He says, I'm planning on running a Raspberry IoT Soil Moisture and it's going to be targeted towards rural areas. What connectivity type should I use? Bluetooth is not an option. Yeah, I agree with you. Bluetooth is not an option. So to answer this question before we go on. So good question. There you go. So Samuel, this is what you're gonna do. I think I mentioned this the last time on the stream. So if you're targeting or thinking of rural areas where connectivity is a problem, you have a few options. All right. So first of all, if connectivity is a problem, are you talking about cellular reach? Are you talking about general connectivity in the area? But however, you have a few options. So the first one would be you could leverage on LoRa or Sigfox, any of these protocols. I think LoRa one is quite popular, but that also depends on if you have a LoRa mesh in your area. But you can establish that yourself. So this is what's going to happen. You need to look for devices that are LoRa compatible. All right, that have some LoRa. Now, if you don't have devices that can communicate via LoRa, you can. I know there are some modules you can purchase that allow you to send data via LoRa, via LoRa to a gateway. So look for soil and moisture sensors that are compatible with some LoRa microcontroller, so that the data captured by the soil moisture sensor will be transmitted via LoRa from the device to a gateway. All right. And the gateway is the one that will send it to the cloud if your requirement to send it to the cloud. There is also something called the data loggers, all right, that you can use LoRa to send the data to the data logger, and then you can have the data in Excel or whatever format, and then you can send it up for any processing. But if the end goal is to do remote monitoring, your option is get sensors that can connect via a LoRa module or LoRa kit, and then have that LoRa transmit the data to a gateway where the gateway has access to some internet connectivity. Is that okay? So that is how you would approach it. So you think about LoRa and stuff like that. However, I mean Bluetooth can be an option in some ways. All right. And like I mentioned, if your gateway if you don't have direct how do you call it, direct connectivity, especially let's say LTE or GSM to transfer the packet to the cloud, then you could leverage maybe an app on your phone that receives the information via Bluetooth from the LoRa devices, and then you can send that up into the cloud. But let me show you something. I think I have a LoRa thing here. I have one right here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm a mess. I know that. Forgive me. So you see this here. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah, I knew I didn't need this. So Samuel, still to your question. So this here is it's a LoRa gateway. All right, it's a LoRa. It has LoRa and then GPS. All right. So this even though this is an indoor one, there are outdoor LoRa gateways you can implement. So you would have devices that communicate via LoRa. All right, send the data via LoRa to this, and LoRa can go, as long as, I think about 11 to between sometimes even 13 kilometers, depending on how you install it. With a good line of sight, you can get a 13-kilometer coverage with a LoRa gateway. All right, Seeed Studio has a bunch of those coming that are specifically made for outdoor use, and that is I think it's the Seed Sense family. All right, Sense family of things. I'll open them up pretty soon. But so imagine something like this. All right, so this is the gateway. Hold on, guys. I just need to make sure that I'm making this clear enough so that questions are answered. So give me a sec. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if we have. Oh yeah, guess what? I found a USB cable. Yes. I know, right? I act like a baby when I see some of these things. Yeah, so I was going to look for this cable, and then I found one, one of the old stuff that I use. So this is one of the old XIAO one. So awesome. You see how one question can lead you a segue into finding what you need. I was actually going to look for something else, but yeah, I'm going to keep this here any which ways. So thank you, Samuel. You found my stuff. Let's see. Okay, so Samuel, I don't think you joined the show the last time when you saw it, but you see this here is the LoRa E5 dev kit. So this speaks LoRa. So we're going to use your example to probably mimic or depict it. All right. So let's go to the bench. Let's go to the bench, guys. And keep your questions coming. Thank you so much. Keep your questions coming. So let me put this here. In the meantime, we'll come back to this. Let's throw a few of these things here. So this is also a kit I got for Into the Wild Challenge that I'm using to build stuff, which is almost similar to what you're talking about. So so Samuel, if you're still with me, so this here is a Groove LoRa E5 module. Okay, so you can see the antenna here. Okay, you can see the antenna right here. So this is a LoRa. This is a LoRa module. Is that okay? So this is a LoRa module. So assuming that I am using, assuming I'm using any of these. So let's put this here. Okay. And let me get rid of this one now. And let's say I have how do we do this? So this is a similar. I'm trying to pull out a few things here. Okay, awesome. So you see in this scenario, okay. So in this scenario, you see this LoRa, this LoRa kit here, this LoRa module. So let's say you're leveraging this, okay, this particular XIAO with a BLE, or it could be anything. It could also be a wheel terminal, all right. It could be a Raspberry Pi, any of those, okay. So what you would do, so you are using what? You're leveraging a Raspberry Pi, all right. Let's see if I have my Pi. I think, okay, so I want this to be very, 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 very practical for you, Samuel, so you can appreciate it. So this is a Raspberry Pi. Okay, forget the fact that it's in. You know what? Let me just make this a lot easier. let's throw this away. So this is a Raspberry Pi, all right? This is a brand new Raspberry Pi. So let's assume that is what someone is using. Okay, taking it out of the box officially. Yay! There you go. Okay, so this is a Raspberry Pi, and let's assume I'm also going to use the groove, right? The shield. So there you go. Sorry, I'm connecting it, so it's probably going a bit off. Okay. Hopefully, I have not broken any pins. I hate this, man. Okay, cool. All right, solid. So you see this? So this is a Raspberry Pi. In your situation, you have your Raspberry Pi, correct? Job does the. Oh, so what job does a wheel? There's a wheel terminal. Yeah. So the wheel terminal is pretty much a module. It's a compute module. Inbuilt, also a bunch of sensors and stuff like that you can leverage. On I've done a video on that. So check previous episodes of my video. My channel, you get it. So don't forget we have this as a module, right? There's a LoRa module. So this is able to communicate via LoRa. All right. So let's assume that. Sorry about that. So let's assume this is our gateway. All right, this is our gateway here. This is connected to the internet via, an Ethernet cable. And so this can connect via Ethernet and also can take a SIM card. All right. How does it work? I'll show you. Don't worry. So you see this? So this can take it. So let's say this is the device that connects to the internet. All right. Now, yeah, like you're asking, the wheel terminal is also, as you can see, it's kind of like a Raspberry Pi compatible microcontroller. All right. It has embedded sensors and also has a TFT screen. It has a 4-way button, as you can see here. Right. And then it has a few groove slots. So if I was not using a Raspberry Pi and this shield, I could just go straight from here. All right. I could just go straight. There you go. Okay. From the LoRa module straight into the how do you call it here? Into the wheels terminal. Right. So this is the brain. Take it like that. And this has Wi-Fi. Wheel terminal has Wi-Fi. All right. So it has Wi-Fi as well, and you can pretty much show. So for instance, this thing that you're doing, you don't have a screen. All right. So if you wanted to show the temperature, humidity, you would have added an LCD on top of this, but this already has it inbuilt, and it's Arduino compatible. So you could connect it and use this instead of this, and this also has Wi-Fi. All right. So that's just how it works. But since your scenario is Raspberry Pi, let's stick to the Raspberry Pi. All right. We got about some 16 minutes to go. So you see this here. So this now, as you can see, this is a LoRa module connected to your Raspberry Pi. All right. So now your Raspberry Pi is now capable to communicate or to receive data coming from LoRaWAN modules. Okay. So this is one. So imagine you have another one of these. Hold on, let's see. I thought I had one. Okay, yeah, I did. Yeah, there you go. I have another one. Yeah, so I have another one here. All right, so I have two. I have two of the LoRa stuff here. So this is the LoRa E5. This is what V1.0. And it's the same thing. Okay, so they decided to, the way they folded this thing, would I be able to fold it that way? Yeah, I think I can do it. I think all I gotta do is just take something like this and fold the whole of this around it. Yep, there you go. Awesome. Oh, please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Okay, so there you go. Awesome. So now we have two of the Mora. Sorry, where is the Mora? So the LoRa transceivers. So you see this one here. So this here is on your Raspberry Pi, which is where you're doing all the processing. Okay. And then you have a second module, which today will be connected to, let's say, your Seeed XIAO. All right. So you could do something like this, connected to this. Okay. So now your XIAO also is, come on, guy. Okay, awesome. So now so assuming that this is what's in the field, okay, this is what is in the field, and this is communicating via LoRa. So you probably have a LoRa, a gateway, a big one, okay, that's able to transmit. So now, so let's say assuming, where is that? Yeah, we have a few of them here. There you go. So here you go. You have your soil and moisture sensor, a groove version. Let's do this. Okay, so there you go. You see this? So this is connected to this. And we're just doing connection, all right? And then let's say if I also want to capture temperature and humidity in the field as well. All right. So let's do this. There we go. All right. So Samuel, I hope you're following, right? So now what we have here, to make it easy to understand, we have, so this is what's going to be in the field. So now you have this, so this could be any device. So you have your, in the field, soil and moisture sensor, all right, here. And then you also have your temperature and humidity sensor connected here to this device. So as is reading the data, all right, it is now leveraging on this LoRa module to send it to your main control, which is a Raspberry Pi. Is that okay? And that is because between the LoRa communication, this can travel quite far. All right, this can go with a good line of sight. You have a good antenna, good line of sight. Like I said, you can clock about 11 to 13 kilometers. So this could be far away, like a kilometer or so away. All right, and then collecting the data in the field and then sending it to this your main brain, because this can now connect to the internet wherever it is and then send. All right, so that would be a scenario for how you would process it. I hope that answered the question, Samuel. Right. So we have just less about 10 minutes to go, and let's see, could we pull this off? So let me know, Samuel, if that answered your question. If you have any clarification as well, I'll be honored to try to answer that. That is, if there's any extra clarification you want me, to do. Awesome. So I was on a quest to go look for a USB cable specifically to be used for the XIAO thing, and I ended up finding something else. Anyway, that's fine. So I found it. We don't need this gateway. I'll talk about LoRa gateways. The LoRa works in Paris. Yes, LoRa. So I also said this in the last stream. So LoRa is, I think for the sake of people watching and maybe wanting to understand what you're asking. Yes, so it says the LoRa works in Paris as well. Yes, the LoRa works in Paris as well. So LoRa works in the unlicensed spectrum. So you don't need a license to run it, but you just need to be sure about the regulations where you are. I think in Europe there's so you need to make sure you're buying LoRa compatible devices that will work within the frequency in there. Again, you have a question. You're saying, can the LoRa go directly online? Yes. yes, it can go directly online. So like I was saying, so this here, you see this? Man, there are a lot of cables on this thing. All right. Okay, let me remove. I'm just going to remove the antennas. Forgive me. All right. So this is a Wi-Fi antenna for this gateway. So I would explain. So let me just get rid of it. So it's, and then, sorry, there's a GPS antenna as well. But don't worry, we don't need those right now. So I can throw this away. So this here, this is an indoor LoRa gateway. All right, this is an indoor LoRa gateway. But like I said, there are outdoor LoRa gateways. Okay, so imagine that this is a LoRa gateway, and imagine this is an outdoor LoRa gateway. All right, you mount this in the field or wherever you want to mount it. Now, like I said, if you mount this in a clear line of sight, this can go all the way like 11 or from 10 to 13 kilometers, right? If you have another gateway, you can configure one to be the main gateway and one to be an access point. Is that okay? So I just showed you with the devices end to end. So imagine that your devices, okay, are connected, are in the field, and there's another LoRa gateway which is acting as an access point. Then the data will be sent to that one, and then it will be beamed or sent to this gateway. Now, yes, it can go onto the internet, and if you look closely on this, if I show you this, see behind it, that is an Ethernet cable. And then this particular one also, if you look on the side, somewhere here, you can see, sorry, here, yeah, you can see SIM card. So this also takes a SIM card. So which means that you have a redundancy. Either you are connecting it to an internet router that gives it internet directly, or you're putting a SIM card in it that connects to the internet. Now, it connects to its own cloud. Most of the LoRa gateways have a cloud they connect with. So the data comes to this, you go to the LoRa cloud, okay? You log on to it, and you can do whatever you want to do with the data that is coming in. You can pipe into Azure IoT Hub, Azure IoT, Quibitro, the Quibitro pipeline. You can pipe it to anywhere you want. But the key thing is the data comes to this device. So yes, so LoRa can go online. Like I mentioned, let's go to the bench. Let me share something here. So if you let's go to Seeed Studio, and let me show you this. Let's reset this and go to the Sense Cap set of stuff for Seeed Studio. All right. So what you want to do is, so you see it, they have the M1 indoor gateway. It's also this is from Seeed Studio, right? They have different gateways, and now they have this, they have an enclosure for one of their gateways. So it means that even if you have an indoor gateway, you could put it in this enclosure and put it outside, all right, for it. And then you can see, so these are the, so you see this. So this is a Seeed Studio LoRa enabled air temperature and humidity sensor. Okay. So this is LoRa ready. So for this one, you don't necessarily need to connect it to a LoRa module or gateway. So this is LoRa ready. All you need to do is connect this into the field and then let it communicate with any of the gateways you have directly with a good line of sight. Is that okay? So the same thing here. So there's light intensity. So go check out the Seeed Studio Sense Cap side of things. Okay, I'm going to drop this here. I'm going to drop this in the chat, and then you can probably check that out. All right, so go to the link here, and then you can see a lot more about the Seeed Studio stuff. So this is all time is going to permit us. Unfortunately, we couldn't set it up, but trust me, this is how the show goes. It's live. I don't do scripted shows. I do live unscripted, just making sure that we all learn through the process. So there's going to be part 2 of this session next week. We're going to see how to connect it, all right, set it up, and then see how we can send some of the sensor data to IoT Hub, Quibitro Cloud, and then also I will try to set up 2 different versions so that we see how we can transmit data from one device via Bluetooth to another device. And then in the third episode, I'll show you how to create a very simple mobile application. I'm not sure which framework I'm going to use, whether I'm going to use Android Studio or I'll probably use, who knows, .NET MAUI. I don't know. We'll figure it as we go away. We'll go along the line. And then we'll see how we can collect sensor data and send to the phone via Bluetooth. If these three things seems like something of interest to you, please make sure that you go all the way to my YouTube channel right here. Subscribe, tell a friend to tell another friend, join the channel, bring your project suggestions. If you're doing anything you're stuck, let me know and I'll try as much as possible to help you out. Well, this is where we end the show for today. If this was interesting, join me, subscribe. The world is crazy lately, so stay safe wherever you are. Do your best. Don't be stressed. Don't be pressured. Just do what you can. Let's make the world a better place. With that said, this is the end of another episode. Catch you next week for part 2 of this. I remain yours truly, Samuel Adranyi. I am out.